And now it's time for the Guest Expert Series. Hello and good morning. Good morning to everybody. As you're popping on in, come in, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let's make sure we're actually live. I think we're live now. All right, good morning. Hello, hello. As you're popping on in, say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me make sure I got my comments up. I'm really excited to talk to you guys today because I get this question a lot. Actually, someone asked me the other day, how do I get my business from conception to up and running, getting clients in the door and moving this thing along, money in my pocket? And so I get that question a lot because it's confusing. There is a lot involved. So as you're coming on in, say hello. Let me know who you are, what you do, and where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching live, you can do that now. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Good morning, Gloria. Hello from New Jersey. Yes, cold, I bet. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm freezing. So I'm sure it is much worse up north in Jersey. And I've got my hot tea with me today, this morning. So thanks for tuning in. Good morning. I want to talk to you guys about business and about actually building your business. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Melissa Kubovic. I'm an online marketing strategist and Facebook ad expert to health and life coaches and healers. And I help you guys scale your business in 90 days and add in 10K plus to your monthly revenue, filling your programs, getting clients in the door. And this is what I do, so you can check out more about me if that is of interest to you. But before we get to even scaling, we need to talk about growing. And before we talk about growing, we need to talk about that first moment where you birth this idea to have a business, and then what happens next? How do we get the idea from in our brains out onto paper, into social media land, and bringing in clients consistently? And if you don't have the foundational marketing systems in place to get this moving and build on it, then you're going to have this unsteady, unstable business that struggles to bring clients in consistently, and then you don't have the income that you're looking for. Gloria says, I'm a small business owner. I sell plus size clothing. Just 7 months in. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So as you guys are watching, I see a bunch of you on. Don't be shy. Let me know what your business is, what you do, where you're from in the comments, and we're going to get right into it. So we're talking about that growth, that initial growth in your business, taking the business from conception to not just walking step by step, but running, going at it, building quickly, and getting everything that you need in place on your back end, in the back end systems, so that you can actually sustain the growth that is coming at you. So the first thing is to envision it. You've already envisioned it, that you have a business and you know there's a purpose for you doing this. But what I want you to do is, this really focuses on your mindset, and mindset is a huge part of business. So I want you to really focus inward, close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in. And I want you to envision that business. What do you want from your business? I want you to think about it as though it's already done. It's already there. You already have all the clientele that you want. It's already consistently bringing in new leads, new clients, new customers all the time. It's a business that is operational, runs smoothly. There's not a lot of stress because you have all the systems in place. You have the marketing in place. So your marketing strategy is up and running. Your sales strategy is killer. And what does that feel like? What does that feel like in your body and in your gut? Do you get butterflies? Are you excited about it? Envisioning it as though it's already done. It's already there. This is what it looks like. Who will you help? This is really important. And I think a lot of times we get so stuck in the, I need to make money. Where am I going to get my next client from? How do I do this thing? How do I fix my website? Instead of thinking just up here in our minds, what do I truly want this business to be? How do I want this to grow? Who do I want this to impact? How will this help my family? And I really want you to know who that target market is. Who is it that you are helping? Because you can't really envision how everything explodes and does well if you're not really sure who you are helping with your product or your service. And that's really the key. It's understanding, who do I want to bring into my world? So I want you to first come up with I help statement. Who do you help? I help blah, 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 do, accomplish, finish, release, overcome, feel blank without blank. So I want you to really get into this statement. You heard me say earlier, I'm an online marketing strategist to coaches and healers who want to add 10K plus to their monthly revenue. So what's your I help statement? Put it in the chat right now. I help blank do blank without blank. Or I help blank accomplish blank without blank. Or I help blank finish or release or overcome. So what is your help statement? Put it in the chat right now, and you might have to think about it for a minute, or you might already know this really well. But what is your I help statement? Because you really need to understand who you are, how you define yourself in the market, and who you are helping. And that one sentence, that one statement is going to connect all of that so that we know if you are in alignment with who you are trying to serve. I don't see anything coming out in the comments yet. Maybe you're thinking about it, but put in your I help statement right now. And actually, guys, being vocal, being engaging on a live could actually help you with your business, building relationships and showing up and being visible. If you put your I help statement in here and I read it on the live and someone else on the live hears the statement and is like, oh, I need that. Well, now you've just created a connection. This is how you build your business, with connection and value. So put your I help statement in the comments and I'll come back to it. Now, I also want you to make sure you have your branding in place. Branding is how we subconsciously connect to a feeling based off what we see. So your branding is your fonts, your colors, your logos, all really important. You can't just pick random colors every time you post. You have to really know, who am I, what do I stand for, and what do we look like to the outside. So your branding is really important. What fonts do we use on all of our marketing? What colors do we use in our logos? Very important. And also with branding is, where will your main presence be? How will you show up and be visible? Will it be a social media platform? Which one? Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse? Would it be part of your platform? For example, if you're on Facebook, are you going to show up more on your business page or your personal page or in a Facebook group or in somebody else's Facebook group? Which one is it? Will you show your presence mostly on a website? Do you need a website? You need to make these decisions. Now, because you are a business owner, you get to make these decisions and go with it. So there's no right or wrong way to show up. I mean, there's strategy behind how to show up more efficiently and intentional. But as long as you're saying, I'm going to show up and this is how I'm going to do it, well, then use that strategy and go with it. So do you want to work on your website? Then work on your website and get your branding straight. But I know many of my clients don't even have websites. Their entire lead generation system, their marketing system is built around social media. So decide which way you want to go and recognize that you don't necessarily need to be in both places when you first start out. Pick one and go strong. That is really important. All right, let's see. Lisa says, I help podcasters create, manage, and monetize their podcast. Perfect. See, her help statement tells us who she helps, what she does, and how you can benefit if that's what you are. Perfect. Charity, I help. I think you hit enter before you finished. I'm glad you helped, but who do you help? Let me know. Gloria, I help plus size women dress elegantly by bringing them beautiful clothing at affordable prices. Excellent. We know who your target market is, plus size women. We know that you are helping them dress elegantly. So it's not just pick something out of your closet, and it's going to be affordable. See, we know everything we need to know in one sentence. And now when you go out into the market and you put yourself out there, you want to use this statement so that people can quickly identify if you are the person they want to connect with. Gotta drink my morning tea. All right. The next thing is surrounding yourself with people who are just a few steps ahead of you. And I think a lot of times people forget to do this step. They're like, I'm starting my business and I've got to finish this thing. They put the blinders on and they're on their computer and their spouse and their family doesn't see them ever again. It's like, I just got to do this one thing. And this one thing takes hours and days to finish. And then it piles on with more things. And, we're entrepreneurs. We're creative. We create things. So it's a never ending creation. You just have to step away sometimes and go, putting that on hold. I'm going to spend time with my family, and come back to my business. But what we forget is it's not just the dirty work. It's not just grueling labor and time put in and energy. It's also surrounding yourself with the people who are a few steps ahead of you, because you want to be like the weakest link. You want to be the dumbest person in the room. If you've ever heard that saying, you want to be the one who is further behind everyone else around you, because the only place for you to go is up. And when you're surrounded with people who are a few steps ahead of you, you're going to learn things. You're going to learn how to do things more quickly. You're going to learn what worked for them and what didn't, what things to avoid. You're going to learn how to place certain things in certain ways that you may never have thought about before. And when you're surrounded with people who are a few steps ahead of you, not only do you get help, but you grow and you're building a connection with these people. So these people could actually come in and say, oh, you know what? I have a resource for you, or I have a connection for you. And it moves the process much more quickly. So don't forget that you want to be social here in this process of building a business, and surround yourself with the people who are just a few steps ahead of you. The next thing is personal development. Like I said, business is a very big percentage about mindset. So personal development is really key. And things get hard when we're building a business. And if we're not constantly stuck in this higher frequency and this uplifting mindset, then we can very easily get bogged down and focus on the negative, and why am I not making a sale, and what's wrong with me, and maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I need to go back to my 9 to 5 or whatever it is. So if we can keep that personal development going every single day, your mindset's going to get really strong. So 10 minutes a day reading a personal development book, maybe 30 minutes a day when you walk the dog, or when you're washing dishes, or when you're driving in the car, you listen to a self-help or personal development or business development audiobook. Something to get the engine moving and get you out of your head. And listening to others again. So that personal development, really, really key. All right, the next thing I have for you is to get your systems in place to organize your everything, like your expenses, or onboarding a client, or your lead generation system. You want to have all these systems set up and ready to go. So when you're bringing leads in the door, you don't have this open floodgate and then nowhere to put people. You don't want to you don't want to be inundated with leads when you don't have the back-end system to support it. So you want to make sure that you have systems in place before you open the doors and go, hey, I'm open. And then you might have hundreds of people come through and you're like, okay, I can't handle these people. So you want to make sure you have systems in place to be able to handle people. So if one person comes through, 10 people come through, or 100 people come through, everyone is having the same exact experience and nobody is falling through the cracks. And this is really important in your foundational marketing systems. You just want to have that foundation so you can build on it, instead of having an unstable foundation and then people are falling off the charts and you forgot to follow up with this one and this one didn't get their product, and it becomes a royal mess. Okay, start building connections and offering value. Everything you do online should go under these two categories: building connections and offering value. So start doing it. Get social. You're on social media, so that means you got to be social. Pick the platform, stick with it, and go. You do not need to be on every platform. You do not need to be overwhelmed with content creation on every single platform. Literally stick to one platform, stick to it, do it, show up consistently, start building those connections and offering value on one platform. Also, you can document the process. So documenting the process means like videotaping what you're doing, taking out your iPhone and going, today we're doing blah, 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 or journaling. Today or this week, I had these goals. This is what I actually accomplished. These are the things that were challenging for me to come through. Here are the opportunities that I can work on. And when you look back, you not only have this amazing journey that you have documented, that you can remind yourself how awesome and how much growth it is that you've had, but you also have like a playbook for what you did to help others under you, which, if you remember, I said you want to surround yourself with the people who are a few steps ahead of you. Watch out, because as you grow, someone else is going to surround themselves with someone who's a few steps ahead of them, and it turns out to be you. And you have now this playbook and resources, and oh, I did this, and this is how this worked, and sometimes I got stuck here. So really important to document that process with video, or you can go live on social media and teach us something of value. teach us what you're going through. You could teach us about your products and your services, but you could also teach us about just the business building behind doing what you're doing. And that will show us the value, and that will show us, to get to know you and know what you're talking about and what you're teaching on. So make sure you're documenting the process. Let me check the system. Gloria, I said, let me check the comments while I read the word systems. I need help with systems. Yes, so we should talk. You can send me a PM, Gloria, and we can talk through those systems. All right, start talking to people online from your target market. I think a lot of times people say, oh, I'm starting a business. I want to tell everybody. I'm going to tell all of my connections. Or you've heard when you start a business, like sit down and make a list of 100 people that you know that might want your product or service. And you sit down and you brainstorm for, 20 minutes, try to get 100 people on a list. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to go out to these 100 people and tell them about my business. I don't agree with that system. We want to tell people about your business only if it makes sense, only if it's a good fit, only if you can help them, and only if, and most importantly, they are your target market. So don't start writing your mom, your grandma, your neighbor, that person that works at the grocery store, and this person that used to work in the HR department of your old corporate office, and no reason. You want to only market to the people who need or want your service. So make a list of your target market. And if you don't have your target market, start talking to people, start building those connections online. Your target market are the people who are most likely going to buy your product or your service, because that's who you are marketing to. So don't get out of alignment and just, scoop up all the people that are willing to listen. Speak specifically to who it is you help. And the last two things I have here, although they're similar, number one is hire a coach or a strategist to take you to the next level, to help you get several steps ahead without having to waste years learning what works, what doesn't work, which ends up wasting your time. It wastes your money and your energy just trying to figure out what has worked or isn't working. It takes forever. So you want to hire somebody in who can say, look, this is what I did. This is the way to make it happen. Let's do these 5 steps and get it done. And so now you have jumped the line. It's like the fast pass at Disneyland. You get to the front of the line. You've done all of these steps that took that person many years to create. For example, I've been an online marketing strategist for almost 6 years. And before that, I was a health and life coach running my business successfully online through social media for about 2.5. So I've been doing launches and running my business on social media for 7 to 8 years, something like that. And that success of where I am now, that took all these years to get to. However, I did hire coaches throughout, and I still have 2 coaches now, and I'm always being coached because I want to jump ahead. I want to move faster. I want to move faster. So if you see that my growth happened over 5 years and you come in and you're like, you know what, I'm going to take my own 5 years to figure out this growth, you are missing out on the opportunity to be connected with people who are a few steps ahead of you, who can help you, who can show you the way that they did it, and you can take off those 5 years of the business growth. And so the last thing that I have, which is related, is be coachable. Do not come in here thinking you know everything, even if you've built many businesses before. I've had many businesses before. I've been an entrepreneur forever. I've never had a 9-to-5. I owned a dance company, a yoga company, an art studio, a DJ company, a health and life coaching company, and now marketing. So I've run businesses before, successful businesses. But if you come in here and you think, oh, I've run businesses, I've been doing business all my life, I know this, or I could figure this out, I'm into technology, I know how to do my website myself. What you're doing is you are shutting yourself off from learning. And learning always happens. It never ends. So be coachable, because you will learn things you didn't know were available to learn. And when you're coachable, you're opening yourself up to experience something from somebody else's viewpoint or from somebody else's life experience that can truly help you. So these are my tips for getting your business from conception to up and running. You can go back, you can take notes and make sure you have all these down. You can reach out to me if you need help with anything. And actually, if you want more free marketing advice, you can hop into my free community, magneticmarketingmastermind.com. We'd love to have you there. I give lots of business building tips and tricks, marketing advice, of course, mindset and manifestation, because I'm a spiritual entrepreneur. And if you are running an online service-based personal branded business, this is a great opportunity for you to get in there, get help, and be connected to several other high-vibing women who are in business ready to help each other out. So thanks for being here today. I'll see you next week, and have a great week. Go take some action and move your business forward. Bye.